Samantha, thank you. The Green Bay teenager fighting to be tried in juvenile court following a high-speed chase that killed her passenger last fall may not get the answers she's looking for until September. As we reported, 16-year-old Sienna Pico is charged with 5 felonies and has been the subject of a reverse waiver hearing since this past Monday. The defense and prosecution will be submitting their written summary arguments following 2 days of testimony. The judge is expected to make his decision regarding the future of the case at a status conference set for September 25th.